I'm live. Well, you know what? In these days, in these times, whatever it is, with everything that's going on, it's nice to be told you're live. At least you know you're living. It should say you're live and healthy. And there's nobody in the room. I'm talking to myself right now. Oh, somebody just came in. How's it going there? It's a very somber time for Canada, and there's news for the hockey world. There's news in the Canadians world, and it's just kind of somber. Hey, Wolverine, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I really do. Anybody who else is in here with me? I'd love to say hi, and let me know how you guys are doing. I hope everybody is safe. I hope you're all taking the precautions needed. This is a serious thing. Hey, NHL, how's it going, buddy? I am doing good. I'm being careful. I'm making my own masks. I don't know if anybody's seen my videos. This is my latest one. This one, I kind of made my own design, sort of, and because it's got a nose piece in it. But it's really easy to make. I'm going to do a video on how to make this mask, which I wore for the first time just before the live stream, going for a walk with the dog, and it works really well, and it's very light, and it's got a liner inside that will keep you safe. Not just keep everybody else safe. There's a way to make these that will actually keep you quite safe, almost, not fully, but a lot closer to being like an N95 mask than when I was making, like, I got a couple of videos, like I made this mask isn't like that. The liner is different inside. So yeah, so I'm going to make a video on that. I hope everybody takes this seriously and starts wearing, I wear masks to go walk the dog. I'm going to the store tomorrow. I wear a mask. Michael Johnson and Dave Anthony, welcome in, guys. How's it going? How's it going? I'm doing well, and I hope so are you guys. I really do. And I don't know if anybody here is from Nova Scotia. I know I've got a few subscribers and guys that come into the live stream. It's hard to, I don't know what to say about it. I really don't. It's just very sad situation there, especially when it happens at with all this stuff going on with the health problems and all that. I don't want to say the name of it. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't know. I'm not fear mongering, so they probably won't. But you never know. Touch your hockey stick. Oh, well, what do you mean by that? You mean like at 7 o'clock where people bang sticks for their healthcare workers? Yeah, nobody around here does it. So, what's up? What's up? Well, I'll tell you what's up there. How many people? We got 5. Okay, so I don't know. Did anybody watch? Gary Bettman just did a live stream with Ron McLean talking about what they might do. And it gave a good insight, I see something here, into what might happen. And if anybody's watched one of my videos earlier where I actually did what I think will happen to resume the season, it's kind of a lot like what he's talking about. So it's nothing they've settled on. He made that clear. But he's talking about it, which means that this must be what they're really thinking of doing. I'll probably have to repeat this later, but there's 5 of you in here. Did anybody, you guys, there's 5 of you. Did anybody watch that? Because if not, I'll tell you what he kind of said. I saw it for probably 10 minutes, and then I had to go walk the dog and get ready for this. Okay, so yeah, NHL, I can see you saw it. Yeah, so they're definitely not going to use neutral sites. So cities that don't have NHL teams, they're not doing that, and there's a huge reason why. And it makes a lot of sense. And when I said what I thought they were going to do, I never thought they were going to go to cities that don't have NHL teams. So they're planning to use, this is what one of the models, he said, this is one of their plans, which I think is their main one. They're going to use 4 NHL arenas in 4 cities. And the reason why they want to use NHL arenas is they're fully equipped. And you can't get that in a non-NHL arena. And what that means is they have at least 4 dressing rooms that can be sealed and sterilized in between games, even periods probably. But they can be, so when a new team comes in for the next game, they're coming into a clean locker room they need to do that to keep them safe. Hey, Joe, how's it going? Good to have a mod. So they're planning to do that. For that, that's one of the reasons. Another reason is they have full TV facilities at the NHL arenas, which you're not going to have at like a college arena or something like that. They have somewhat of TV facilities there, but not NHL quality. So that's one of the reasons. They've got their proper NHL rinks, full size. The glass, the boards, all of that are up to NHL standards, and they're going to kind of need that, especially when you're running probably 3 games a day at each arena to start if it's the playoffs. So they're planning to do that. He said they could play in late summer, so you're probably looking at maybe a late June training camp. This is what I kind of figure, probably a late June training camp of a week at least, maybe 2. And then you go start playing in July, and they'll probably play like I didn't catch all of it, so I'm going to assume that like I thought they might do, they're probably going to play 2 days in a row, day off, 2 days in a row to get all the games in faster. He said also that they would start next season a little bit late. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Jeff had or Fed? What did I don't even remember. I don't live stream as much as I used to. I'm sorry, guys, about that. I know you guys probably want more live streams. With all this going on, I get depressed sometimes, kind of. And even though I really like the live streams and they really kind of cheer me up, it's hard to get out of it to push to put the camera on. It's hard enough to film videos. Although lately, I've been maybe not prolific, but I've been a lot more prolific than I have been. I put out, I think, 6 videos in the last 3 days, and I've got 2 over there ready in the other station, ready to film. I've got another 3rd one almost ready. I'm going to do a video talking about what Gary Bettman said. And so there's a lot of videos coming out, and I'm feeling good that way, writing and able to do that. But when it comes to wanting to actually turn the camera on, I got to really push myself. So I really apologize. So there'll be at least 1 live stream a week, and this is going to go on for a little while, guys. It's not over next week. It's not over next month either. So I'll try to jazz them up. I got I don't know if you guys are in. I'll mention it, but kind of. Well, actually, this is good. I might mention it. It's good, although I'm losing people. Does anybody know how to make emojis? I've got I wasn't expecting this, but they gave me memberships. So with the when I do put that out there, if anybody does, there's going to be live streams specifically for that. There's going to be videos just for the members and stuff like that. So I have to wrap this up anyway. But I need to make emojis. You got to make your own emojis, and I don't have the money to pay for emojis. So, Jeff, I know I was just saying, and on my, if you saw the thumbnail, I put the Canada flag and the Nova Scotia flag on there. I don't want to take advantage of that by doing a video on it or talking about it, or I don't want people to come into my video because I've put something out there, because that means, even if it's just a cent, a penny, it means money to me because people watch the ads, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to make any kind. I guess I could demonetize, but anyways, that's why I haven't really done anything. I'm not a Nova Scotian person, so I didn't feel it's my right to really talk about it. But if you guys do want to talk about it, I don't know a ton about it. Hey, my wife. Well, she's still my wife. We're only separated. Hey, Lou, how's it going? I just saw that. I saw the hand, and I just realized it's you. So yeah, everybody say hi. Louise is my ex. Say hi to her. She's right there. You threw me off now, Lou. Anyway, so like I was saying, it's kind of, well, I've got the flag thing now. I think I'm going to put that on my thumbnails for a while. I don't know enough about it to really talk about it. But if you guys want to talk about it, if you could inform me, I only know certain things. I've watched a few videos from the news channels. For me, it's kind of something that should be left to like CBC, Global, CTV. Let the news channels handle it. But if you guys do want to talk about it, no, it's fine. It's definitely fine. I realize it's respectful, and I wouldn't do it in any other way than a respectful way, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know. I'm weird that way, maybe. I'm weird that way. You know, like when people put out sad posts and then on like Facebook or on Twitter, you got to put a heart or you got to put a like. And I kind of feel like someone's putting out something sad. Why are you putting a heart like on Twitter? On Facebook, you can put a crying, you know. You can, it's different. But on Twitter, and I don't put the heart. And I see people, they got like 30, 40 hearts. And I go, I can't do that when it's something sad. So, and this was just pretty freaking awful. So, and I won't mention this fucker's name. Nobody should ever mention this fucker's name that did it. And I shouldn't swear, but he deserved that. So, yeah, we should cheer up. I watched something today. I don't know if you guys are interested. It's kind of got me bummed out. It's called, and it's on YouTube and it's free. It's a documentary that was executive produced by Michael Moore. So I saw him on something and he was talking about it. So I went and watched it. And it's kind of about how, everyone's solar panels and the wind, whatever they call them, everything going green, and how it's kind of fake. And a couple of people that I kind of like, I realized that maybe they're part of the whole thing. So Michael Moore's not that much of an idiot. No, listen, he will. It's like anything you see. When somebody puts out something, it's like they say there's three sides to every story, right? There's the two people and there's the actual truth. Yes, Michael Moore might leave some things out that might affect his viewpoint in the wrong way, but he's not an idiot. And he didn't make this video, this documentary. He only executive produced it. It was made by somebody else. I don't know. It got me really down. And the point is, it's like all of this garbage is a lie. What they're trying, I don't know what's going to happen with this world. So it just got me down. So I don't know. I would suggest watching it. It's not something. It's not cheerful, but it's watch it and make up your mind on it. That's what I would do. Anyways, it's out. It's called Planet of Humans, Planet of the Humans, something like that. It's free on YouTube. I would suggest everybody watch it. And then there's one totally different subject. If you have Amazon Prime, I don't know anybody out there with Amazon Prime, there's a movie that just came out about, if you're into aliens at all, it's called Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. It's supposed to have some really groundbreaking stuff that I am super interested in, and I don't have Amazon Prime, and I can't get the torrent, and I can't watch it right now. So, but anybody who's got it, I would suggest that one too. So, yeah. Let's see, where was I? Okay, Dave, I don't agree with you, but I mean that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion, so I hope that's fine that I have my opinion. Joey, welcome in, buddy. How's it going? Good pick for backup goalie. Okay, I must have missed something you say. Are you talking about Demchenko? I think you know what, with Marc Bergevin is kind of, how many times he's made a trade or signed a guy and you go like, sign who? And then the guy comes here and he's goddamn good. I'm hoping it's kind of like that. Maybe, like, I've never heard of Demchenko before. He has good numbers as far as save percentage and goals against average on a really lousy team apparently over there. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I still think they might go after a veteran backup like Mike. I like to see Mike Smith if they can pick him up. He'd probably come in for about $1.5 million. I think it's affordable, depending on where the cap goes. I don't know. There's a big, like, if they don't get the rest of the season and playoffs in, there's a good possibility that cap goes down like big time. Pierre Maguire, you're going to laugh because I said Pierre Maguire. But even the hockey guy agrees with that. And I do too, that it could go down as much as 40%. If the cap goes down 40%, I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to do something about how they pay the guys. The salaries are going to have to get lowered by 40% for 1 or 2 seasons. It's going to be something. I don't know. I want to do a video about it, but it's very complicated and I get lost in it. But the hockey guy has a good video out about it. I think it's like 2 days ago. What do I think about Josh Brook? Real deal? Disappointing year this season? Too early to tell. Josh Brook, his first year as a pro, started out really bad. Got to admit, we had high hopes, and his season started out bad, but he came around near the end. From what I understand and what I've been able to tell about Brook, I've seen a few things, he was coming around. Alsner was apparently helping him out quite a bit. It's his first season as a pro. I wouldn't really judge him on that. A guy's not a bust at his age. He's not. But I don't know. He's on the fence. Listen, remember, we're always high on our draft picks. Lately, anyways, right? They're not all going to make it. They're not. It's just not possible. It doesn't happen. Never will. So Brook might be one of those guys that, had all the hope in the world and just doesn't make it in the NHL. It's very possible. But he looks like he's going to need another season or a good part of a season back in the AHL. Michael Johnson, what's my NFL team? Honestly, you're going to laugh because I don't really have one. I'm not a big football guy, but when I was younger, it was Cowboys and Steelers. So they met a few times in the Super Bowl. One of my favorite memories for a Super Bowl is, I think it was 37 or 35, Cowboys and Steelers. So I liked Roger Staubach. I loved him as a quarterback. So if you got to ask me if I ever had a team, it would have been the Cowboys. But that's when I was a kid. So when I started to do football pools and stuff like that, I didn't really have a team, which made it a lot easier as far as I wasn't stuck on anybody because they're on that team. Oh my God. So, but I don't really have a team. This is a shirt I got. My ex-wife's neighbor has a few years ago, they have teenage boys and they lost a lot of weight. And they had all this big stuff, and me and my boys are bigger. So they gave us all this clothes that they couldn't wear, really nice stuff. And I got these couple of these football jerseys. That's why I have them. It's not because I'm a football fan necessarily. I do enjoy sometimes watching the Super Bowl as long as Tom Brady's not in it. Or if the Patriots are getting beaten, I'm fine. I'm not a Patriots fan, so there's a team I don't like. But now that he's gone, maybe I do like them again. I didn't dislike them before. So, no, I don't really have a team I like or not. It depends on some of the players on there. Like for the Steelers, when they get rid of, I don't know if he's still quarterbacking, but Ben Roethlisberger, I can't stand that guy because he rapes women, and I don't like that. And I don't like the Steelers because of that. But no, I don't have a favorite team. It was a long way to get to that, right? Hey, David, it's okay. That's how it is. Some people like them, some people don't. That's fine. Jeff, Last Stand on Netflix. Yeah, I saw you write something about that. Oh, just to say, I'm trying not to scroll. So if I miss a comment, just please do it again and I'll catch it. Or listen, if you want, take a super chat or a super sticker. I always appreciate that. I'm trying to get to that point where they actually send me money. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. And because you have to hit a certain number, and then they send you that. If you don't have that, I think it's $100. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. So if you really want to comment, then they're going fast. Yeah, you can do that. That's an option. Yes. Did I hear the rumor about the possibility of Bergevin offer sheeting Sergachev? It's funny. I did sort of. Something I saw kind of in passing on Twitter. I don't know. I think that's it's kind of surreal that if he would offer sheet Sergachev, trading him there to get Drouin and then offer sheeting to get him back. I don't know. I don't really think offer sheets work very often, if ever. Has there ever been an offer sheet that worked? I think I heard one once worked. No, I don't think so. I think when you hear the rumors about offer sheets this early, almost when you hear any kind of rumors right now, there's how can you have rumors? We don't know what's going on. We don't know if the season's going to finish, if it's not. There's a lot of things we don't know. There's talk about this. Has anybody heard this? They're talking about having the draft in June, virtual draft, so they get it done before they finish the season at all. I don't know how that can happen because you got draft picks. There's draft picks that are conditional that teams have that are going to be conditional on how things happen for the rest of the last season that hasn't finished yet. How can you have a draft when you haven't finished? And they're talking about it apparently seriously. So I don't know. It's just all surreal. Tomorrow will end my redraft of NHL Draft 2003. Oh, yeah, I saw you doing those. New series starting soon on NHL Future Lineups of the Future. So I hope you enjoy. Yeah, you keep doing that. I like that. I like the stuff you're doing. You're lucky because you can do for the whole NHL. I can't. Every time I try to do an NHL heavy video, doesn't do well. So, thank you, Dave. Dave Anthony. Thanks, buddy. Super appreciate it. I really do. So anytime I try to do like an NHL video, I guess because there's nobody else really doing Habs, just Montreal Canadiens. And I did start out strictly Montreal Canadiens, and I was the only one doing that on as regular a basis as I do it, which is pretty much every day, but not every day, but pretty much. In season, it's pretty much every day. Out of season, it's on a weird schedule. Anyway, I guess because I was in that niche and I've gotten, well, I was getting popular. I don't know what's happened recently, but I think it's to do with everything. People don't want me to do anything else. And I don't mind. I mean, I love Habs stuff, but it kind of limits some days. I don't have anything I can do. And yeah, so you're lucky you get to do the whole NHL. I wanted to, but yeah, I can't do it. So, but everybody head over to NHL Hockey News if you haven't already. He's got a lot of good stuff about the NHL, and he needs subscribers. I know he passed the 200, but we're trying to get him to 250. So if you haven't subscribed, head over there and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Maybe we should have kept Mason around. Mason. You're talking about Steve Mason, the goalie? No, he was done. Really, Jeff? Steve, can't be you're talking about Steve Mason. I can't wait to see how they could cut 40%. It's impossible. The NHLPA would never agree to it. Guys only get so many years to make money. Not everyone is making millions or has endorsement deals. I would agree with that in general. This is a special situation, and I think you're going to see a time here. I agree with what the hockey guy says, that this could be a time where the NHL and the NHLPA kind of start working together. You don't have much choice. You might see the CVA extended for a long period of time and not just for a short period of time. And I think the NHLPA will be willing to work with the NHL in this way because how can you not understand that, they don't get any more games in for the 2019-20 season, that they have to have less money. And it's just for a short period of time. So the thing I think it's going to affect big time is the free agents. Like Taylor Hall. I know he's looking for big money, but he ain't going to get big money with the uncertainty of the cap. So they're going to have to take probably shorter contracts. You might see this the first time that you're going to see the free agent pool signing 2-year deals and waiting, like being a free agent again when the new contract for the TV in the U.S. comes in, which should be about 2 years. That way the cap will go up and then they'll get their money then. I think that's probably what will happen, but it's going to be a weird free agency season. Offer sheet Barzal is the move I'd make. Yeah, but really, because Lamoriello already said he'll match. So I've said this, and maybe I said it to you. I'm repeating myself, but since Lamoriello will probably match, you got to offer Barzal a ridiculous amount of money, and that's going to bite you in the ass more than he's going to give you, I think. I really believe that. So I would not offer Sheep, especially not a guy like that who already would have needed big money. The GM says, no, we're going to match. Doesn't matter what he gets. If you say, oh, I'm going to offer him something he won't match, but then you got to pay the price on that. So, nope, don't like that. Look at the website Spectre Hockey under rumors. That's where I get ideas for news, rumors videos. Well, I thank you for that. I'm going to write that down. The web Spectre Hockey. You know, it's funny because I was thinking about that today. I was watching the hockey guy, and I think, where does he get all his news from to get some of the stuff he talks about? Because I can never find it. So I'm going to check that out 100% for sure. But I'll tell you what, lately, and for you and anybody else that might be in the room that is a creator, I don't know if anybody makes videos. I watch everybody, like I look at what everybody's doing. I don't necessarily watch all your video completely, but I'll go in there, see what you're doing. And you know how many times that gives me an idea? And one thing I'll never do, I might have done it once or twice, but I didn't feel comfortable. I won't do this again. I will never see somebody's idea or video and go, well, I'm going to do exactly that video. I'll do that idea if I can find my own spin on it. So if I can find my own spin, I'll do it. If I can't, I'm not going to repeat what somebody else did because it's just dumb and it looks bad. When I was really starting out, I kind of did a little bit of that, and it doesn't work. Well, awesome, buddy. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to check that out. Jeff is saying, billionaires versus millionaires. The rich always get richer. Owners will always own and have the opportunity to make their money back. Players don't have very many years to do so. No, I get that. I get that. But think of it in another way. So now you're the NHLPA. They want to drop salaries for 2 years by a percentage. So you go, well, okay, if we agree to that, this is what we want. And there's going to be things that they're going to get, and they really want to get rid of escrow. And I can see them making a deal like this, that they'll do it for the 2 years as long as the escrow gets thrown out the window and they don't have to do the escrow garbage anymore. That's one thing that I do know players do not like, and they'd like to get rid of. And then this is a perfect opportunity, Jeff, for them to say, listen, we'll do that, and you'll do this for us. And boom. And that's how they live harmoniously. And we don't have a strike or a lockout, and maybe not even really have to negotiate a new CBA. I heard, I don't know if I heard it from the hockey guy or somewhere else, that there's somewhere out there, somebody said that it could be extended maybe as much as 10 years, the current CBA, which means no lockouts, no strikes, no garbage, hockey uninterrupted. And that could be good. And that's what something like this could really make happen, because you're in a very special situation where both sides have to say, drop the weapons. We're not fighting anymore. How do we work through this? And by doing that, we ended up with more harmonious negotiations in the future and a better relationship between the NHLPA and NHL. So this could, in some way, there's silver lining. You know, they say silver linings, right? You're always looking for the silver linings in a bad situation. We're in a bad situation. There are silver linings for things, and this is one of those, I think. So, yeah, I think that's how they're going to have to go. I don't see how they're going to do it any other way. But yet, we don't know. The cap could stay the same, which causes problems for some teams, but it's not like it dropped 20% or 40%. So, yeah. NHL, I definitely go on cap friendly. I definitely do. That's how I find out who's going to be free agents and what the salaries are and all that stuff. and mock drafts. When we get to a point where we can do a mock draft, because I mean, we can kind of do a mock draft, but we don't know really how the standings are going to be. The lottery hasn't been done, so we don't really know. But that's where I'm going to do my mock draft when it's time to do a mock draft. Jeff, I'm going to tell you the truth that I agree with you 100%. I don't trust billionaires either. I really don't. And I'll tell you, if you're go watch that movie that I just said on YouTube, Planet of Humans. I think it's called The Planet of Humans or Planet Human, something like that. It's kind of about that. It's kind of about that and what the billionaires are doing to us and how they are misleading us and putting money in their pocket in the guise of making this planet green. So if you're interested in that at all, watch that movie. It's going to depress you a little bit. But you know what happened? I'll tell you, because I might have to cut this short. I'll tell you why. I take for my back, I take meds, and I take meds at night to help me sleep. And I take them usually around 9 o'clock for the nighttime. And the daytime ones I don't take every day, but I did take them today at 4 o'clock. After watching that, I needed a boost because they do help me feel better. It was very depressing. I'm talking to my ex-wife at 6 o'clock, and I'm thinking that, I'm depressed. I was thinking about it, forgot I took those pills, took my nighttime pills at 6 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. That's what happens when you get old and you get forgetful. So I might need to stop the live stream earlier than I would have wanted, but so far so good. I'm in a good mood, that's for sure. So yeah, but it's worth watching. It's very depressing. Although, it depends on your outlook. Maybe you have an outlook that's different, but it was very depressing. Nolan, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate that. Man, this room goes up and down. We were at 6, then 4, then 8, and we're down to 5. I don't know. I feel like I'm being entertaining. Maybe it's the subject matter. So what are you guys up to? Come on, give me some more now. How about Hockey Database? Yes, HockeyDB. I don't I'll go and I'll search something on Google, and that's it'll always give the guy on HockeyDB, and I'll look there. The problem with some of these websites is if you want to get a little bit deeper, you got to pay them. Like Cat Friendly, you can get a subscription. I'm not paying for anything right now. I don't really have any the money for that. Did you see my new studio setup? I haven't. I honestly haven't, because I haven't really done a lot of video watching because I've had a lot of ideas, but I'm writing it right now to go after this and check it out. Besides, I want to see, I keep seeing all of your redrafts years. I want to see one of them. I've been meaning to look at them, but by the way, I do that in kind of spurts. When I really don't have any ideas, I go watch videos. So I've had a lot of ideas lately. NHL hockey, I want to see your new set. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna go check it out after the. Depends on how I end the live stream. If I'm a little, it'll be tomorrow. If not, it'll be after, and I'll leave you a comment. You'll know I was there. I don't bullshit. If I haven't, I'll tell you the truth too, that I haven't been like I just did now. I could have bullshitted you, but it's wrong. But no, I haven't been into one of your videos probably for I've lost track of time. It's hard, figuring out what day you did something and then thinking back, well, what day was it? Every day seems the bloody same. Dying for sports, Nolan. We all are dying for sports, but it looks like it really does. Did you watch the Gary Bettman live stream with Ron McLean? If not, go look for it. I'm sure they'll put it out. It'll be up on YouTube. He talks about it. It looks like, if at all possible, the NHL will be back as soon as they can. So, it's just a matter of I'm lost for words. It's a waiting game. That's all we can do. I'm not sure what you get, NHL. I'm not sure what you get from Cap Friendly's subscription, but I believe you can log in, and I think you have to pay. Elite Prospects also. Elite Prospects, you get a lot deeper. You can do a lot of comparisons. You can do a lot of stuff on Elite Prospects. I may be getting them confused as far as who you pay, and maybe Cap Friendly you don't. But I do use both of those. But I don't pay for Elite Prospects. But if you do pay, you get a lot more in-depth stuff. When you go on without paying, you just get the kind of basic stuff. You can do all kinds of comparisons and check on guys on individual games, and you can do all kinds of stuff. Do I really think any of our veteran players are worth giving raises to? Thomas Tatar is going to get a raise. It's a matter of how much. And I do think they're going to try to sign Tatar. I would. If you didn't trade him away this past season, I would sign him up, extend his contract. He'll get a raise. I guess you're talking Jeff Petrie. That's a good question because he already makes, what, 5.5? How much more do you want to give him? I wouldn't give him much more. Maybe 6.5. I don't know. I'd go higher than that. Who else? Who else are we talking about? Instead of me trying to figure it out, tell me who you think, well, like who you want my opinion on, and I'll tell you what I think. But definitely Tatar. I think Tatar is going to get re-signed, and he'll get a raise. He's getting 4.8 now, although Montreal's only paying 4.3, but it's still 4.8. He's going to get 6.5. I would have to think. And honestly, I would sign him up. And here's the reason why I think he should be signed. Okay, 2 reasons. Well, a few. I'm not going to list them 1, 2, 3. I'll just give you my reasons. Since they didn't trade him last season, his value is not going to be as high because you won't have that extra year. If you trade for him, you won't have a full year. So you won't have playoffs in another full year, another playoffs. Also, he's a guy that, yes, he did pretty good in Detroit. He went to LA. He didn't really fit in. He came to Montreal, and he has embraced Montreal and thrived in Montreal. How many players have we seen that we've traded for, signed as free agents, that you were doing great? They come into Montreal, and it's like they got no talent. They don't embrace the city. They don't embrace playing for Montreal and the media. Well, Thomas Tatar has come in and embraced it. Just like Jeff Petrie, both of them, they've come in here and thrived. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's kind of important to sign them. Because you're not getting that. You can trade them away for futures. But then again, if you're always trading these guys away for futures, then you're always waiting on futures. Because with a cap, you're going to have a constant flow. You have no choice. Guys sign. As they make more money, they work their way out of the system. Right? That's how it happens. So, yeah. Let me see. I have about 20 ideas, a list for future. That's really great. You see, I don't do that, and there's a reason why. Like I have a bunch of things that I do have lists, but especially when the season is on, it changes so fast that I keep making new lists and the ideas come and go. So yeah, they kind of come to me, and I work on. I'll give you a secret giveaway. I work with loose leaf. If I get an idea for something I want to do, I take a sheet, I write the title, a basic title for it. And if I have time and I'm not working on something else, I might work on it right away. If not, like this is everything I'm working on. So this is the Gary Bettman, 15 players that came to the Habs late in their careers. This is for the face mask I showed you. I'm going to do a video. That's that. Habs potential targets in the offseason. I'm working on a video for potential targets. Yeah, here, this one was for the cap going down, but it's freaking complicated, and I don't have a handle on it yet. So that's how I work. Yeah, and then they get filed away when I'm done and they're filmed and they're in the can and they're uploaded. It gets filed away. And when I do a poem, I sign it and date it because when I'm famous and I'm dead, it won't happen. Might be worth something. No, I'm joking, but I do that for poems because it's a poem. So I like to date. It proves that I wrote it at that time. No one else can really say that. Anyways, that's how I do it. I don't like the idea of using cap space to keep guys around. I'd rather change it up or go younger. Well, I'm going to say that compare teams then that manage their cap and have some cap space usually all the time, and then compare them to teams like Toronto and which one of the teams that had no cap? LA's struggling with cap. I'd rather not struggle with the cap than struggle with it, personally. Because if you manage it well, you may not have to trade guys you don't want to trade all the time. Sometimes you might. Whereas the other way, you're constantly trading out guys that you have to. You have no choice. You need to make room on the cap. You got to get rid of a guy. I don't like working like that, personally. I don't mind doing it in a proactive way and saying, well, we're going to need the money down the road. We got a good deal here. Let's take the deal now for the few. I can see that, but I don't like where you got to go, we're right up against the cap. We got to get rid of this guy. I don't like the spontaneity of that. It doesn't work well. It should be planned out and figured out. And I like the way Montreal is handling the cap. I think Bergevin manages the cap well. That I have seen plenty of times, and yes, I like it. I do like it. I don't know how to use Photoshop, but I need to do some of that. I want to change my channel art, but I can't find. Like I've tried. What is that one? Canva. I can't figure out how to work it. The last time I tried for the channel art, I got the right size and it was for YouTube, and it still didn't fit properly. So I'm no good with technology. That's why I'm a guy who needs a bit of a staff. I need people who can do that shit for me. It's hard today because you can't have anybody like my kids, my boys want to help me, but we can't get together regularly enough to do all that. So, but I need somebody eventually, if this channel starts to make any money, that is one thing I would do is hire somebody starting part-time anyway, just to help keep me organized and to do things like that for me. So nobody answered. Oh, we're down to 3 people. What happened? Anybody know how to make emojis? I'm trying to find out how to make emojis because I want to put up memberships. Just I want to get it up and done because I don't know. I didn't think I was able to get that, and they offered it to me last week. I've got 2 videos ready for it, an introduction. I've got all the plans worked out. It's all been approved. I need to make emojis, and I don't know how. And I'm not paying for them. It's not cheap. I'm not doing that. So if anybody knows, I don't know. Can you do that? NHL, can you make emojis in Photoshop? Fedge, idea for a video. Veterans to keep and comparing those players to others that make the same money in the league. That's not a bad idea there, buddy. Where can you put that for me? You're on Twitter. Aren't we connected on Twitter? Would you do me a favor, Jeff, and next time you're on Twitter, go leave me that as a DM? I that's a really good idea. I like that. I hope I can do the comparisons, but I like the idea because that's I want to kind of branch out into more in-depth stuff, and that might be a good way to do that. I can find players that I actually know to compare. Yeah, that's a good idea. So if you would do that for me, I would really appreciate that because that's too much to write down here right now. I'm starting to. I'm getting near the. I think I might make it to the hour, but I think by when we're at 45 minutes almost now. I think I might make it to an hour. I might not, but you'll know. Anyways, As soon as I know I can't really do this because I am not going to be able to talk very well, I will stop. I won't fall asleep. I almost did that once. I was super tired, and I made the mistake of taking my nighttime meds because they take 3 hours to work on me before I started the live stream. It was one of those nights where just because I was tired, it worked, and yeah, and you know what? This could be one of those too. I had so much trouble sleeping last night. It was not a good night for sleep, I have to say. Although it didn't affect me that much. Usually when I don't sleep, I kind of have trouble doing anything, but today was pretty good. But I am a bit tired. Vancouver, Jeff is doing the right thing. I like the way they're working as far and the GM there was kind of like they were going to run him out of town a couple of years ago, if I remember right, because of some of the moves. But I like what he's doing. He's building a really good team, and I'm going to tell you, I know you're not going to agree with me. I know you're not. I believe Mark Bergevin is building the same in a very similar way. I do believe I see what he's doing. He's doing it cheap. He knows something's going to happen with the cap. They all know the cap is going. I think the cap is going down for next season. So anyway, that's how I kind of see it. But I do like what Vancouver's doing. I think Vancouver is if I have to say there's a team that I would cheer for other than Montreal, it's Vancouver for personal reasons, not anything particular. But I do like Vancouver, and I like the direction they're heading in. They're making they're signing good. They're making good signings, and they're developing their players as well, which is good. Okay, so we're down to the end of the comments. I know everything, so I'll say this. Since we're down at the end of the comments, maybe I'll stop the video. Usually when I say that, I get a whole bunch of comments, so let's hope for that. We're down to 4 people, though, so it is what it is. MB is an expert at supporting cast players. Okay, listen, I'll give you that, but you're not figuring into something here. I think it makes a big difference. This is Montreal. Montreal's kind of always had trouble when they're not winning to attract free agents and players to come here, right? And I think this is what the problem is here right now. We're not winning yet. We're not consistent yet. And he's not able to sign free agents because of that. So he needs to go with supporting cast players until some of these kids, the draft picks and Nick Suzuki is developing, until that kind of stuff happens and pays dividends, he has to go with supporting cast players because, quite frankly, the big names do not want to sign here. It's been a problem for a long time, and you must know that. And unless Montreal is a winning team, players don't want to come here, partially because of the tax. We've got double taxes here. So, okay, NHL's made a comment that is held for review. What did you do? Why would they hold this? If you need help with Photoshop, comment on my channel. I will help. Just ask. All you have to do, any questions? Okay, I'm not sure what you meant, but yeah. Problem with Photoshop, though, NHL, is that you got to pay for it. I'm not paying for anything. I pay for only one thing, and that's TubeBuddy, because TubeBuddy allows me to do my my thumbnails that are decent quality. No, they're not perfect, and I get that. They're decent quality, and they're quite acceptable. And it costs me $6 a month. And I get a bunch of things with TubeBuddy that I like, but I won't pay for this and that and this and that. It's going to cost me $100 a month that I don't have. Right? I don't have. Unless the channel starts to make the money, I don't have. But this is something that when the channel does start to make money, that, yeah, I will start to do those things. But right now I can't. So, yeah. So that's why I mentioned the super chats and memberships are going to be kind of important, because it'll allow the channel to grow. I'm having trouble right now. If anybody sees, I don't know if you see the subscriber numbers, but they're stuck around 1,015 for the longest time. I see other people getting subscribers and I'm not. I realize it's some of my content that I'm Probably my videos are a little too long, which affects the algorithm, because if people aren't watching long enough, it affects the algorithm. But I'm trying to, I'll make say a 15-minute video. My goal is to get that video under 10 minutes, but I cannot seem to manage very often to make short videos, and I don't know why, but it's a problem. So I live with it. What are you going to do? And I don't know why I was saying that. Gone out of the head. Let's see now. But Photoshop, I have to pay for it. I know there's other ones that I don't, but I never can figure out how to freaking use them. The only one I can use without a problem is TubeBuddies. It's super simple, and the thumbnails are decent. They're not horrible. They're not perfect, but they're not bad. Sorry, NHL, you're going to make what for me? You make your own. What are magnets? Yes. No, see, the magnets I know, but I don't have, it's not a magnetized board, so it's not going to help me. I'd love to have them, and I know how to do them. Hockey Guy explains how he does them. So I could do that. That's not a problem. But I don't have a magnetized board anyway. I plan to get one. When I had a fire 5 years ago in my apartment without fire insurance. But so I guess you could say one of those ambulance chaser kind of insurance guys found me. And so I'm about to receive a settlement finally after 5 years. But with all this, what's going on, who knows when that's going to happen now. When that happens, you're going to see a lot of improvements. But till then, that's why I'm hoping the channel starts to make a little bit of money so I can do that. But yeah, I want to get a better magnetized whiteboard. So I don't want to be the hockey guy, but the hockey guy is my role model. He got me into this. I don't know the guy at all, but watching him got me into it, and I like the way he does his videos, and I want to do my take on that. So I know it's similar to the hockey guy, but it's kind of my take on that. So, hey, and I'm not anything like the hockey guy. He's way, way better, more informed. Everything's in his head. I don't know how he can just bring out information. I can't do it. Hey, NHL, cool. Yeah, I started watching him now August, I think, of 2018, maybe July of 2018, and I think within a week or two, I started a channel for something else. Let me put it this way: I had a channel. It was for something else that I did nothing. So I saw the hockey guy. And by December, I had decided, okay, I'm going to do YouTube, but I like the hockey guy a lot. I'm not going to do hockey. I'm going to find something else. And so I wanted to do a channel that are just dad jokes and dad complaints, because I got kids, right? I couldn't do it. It didn't come across. But I talked a little bit about hockey in a couple of the videos, and those videos did okay. For a guy that had no subscribers, those videos I might have got 30 views on one or two, but I went, oh, hockey, I guess hockey. So I decided to do just the Montreal Canadiens, and that's how I got into it. But it was the hockey guy because, look, he's a guy like you and me. And I said, I'm a little older than him, but I could do that. It looked really easy. And then I started doing it, and I realized, oh, my God, this is not easy. I mean, I'm at it. Oh God, how long? Since December of 2018. So I'm at it 17 months now, 16, something like that. I'm still not. I mean, look, we dropped from. I had 8 people in here. It's dropped down to 4. I know it's on me, but I'm getting better though. So, and the point is, I'm having fun. I got to monetization, which allows me a lot of stuff. It's not the money coming in necessarily, although that helps if there's money coming in. So I'm having fun doing it, and I'm getting better a little bit over time, I'm getting better. So, that's how it is. Not, you put yourself out there, and there's going to be people that don't like you. There's going to be people that like you, and there's going to be people that are neutral. So, no matter who you are. So I don't let it bother me. And quite frankly, I don't get a lot of trolls. I don't. So that's pretty good. And I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't suffer trolls very well. In that, if you're going to troll me, when I first started, I got a little angry. I might have said something. No more. Block. You're gone. Gone. I don't ever want to see your name up there again. And I don't care anymore if I have to get rid of somebody. Even if you're a subscriber and you're going to start trolling me, you're going to get blocked. That's how it happens. I don't know if anybody remembers Alexis DeBook. He was coming in here and he was just, and we had to ban him, and I blocked him. Well, I banned him, and he sent me a message in community, or I don't remember where I got the message. No, he sent me a message, I think on Twitter. I don't know. Anyways, he sent me a message apologizing for doing all that and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I don't really care, because if I take him back, maybe he's full of shit and he's just trying to get back in. He's going to start doing it again. I got to block him again. So forget that. Or at some point he could do it again. He's always going to be prone to doing that. No. So you can screw up. I ban you. You can come back and apologize. It's not going to work. The best thing you can do when someone is trolling you, just don't ignore them and get rid of them. Never engage. Okay, wait, where was I? Jeff, you prefer the 20-minute videos? Yeah, well, I know some people watch to the end. I can see in my analytics, I see the percentage. It's not very many. The thing is, it's hard to keep. You want to keep about 50% of the people who click. You want to keep them as long as possible. Like 2-3 minutes really works for the algorithm, and I struggle to get there. I only have a few videos. Like, I usually lose people pretty quickly, and I get that. That's me. But my goal is what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking at it over time. I'm not going to come in and be this entertaining guy, blah, 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 and get people really quick. It's not me. It's not in my personality. I can't do it. What I can do is be stable and to be consistent, in that what you're seeing is going to be consistent. And if you watch my channel for a little while, I've tried stuff, and I tried, my brother Frick, take off, eh? My brother Frick there, hey, Rick's a good guy, eh? You should watch his channel, eh? So I tried all that stuff, and whatever. But I realize now, just be me, talk about the stuff I want to talk about as me, and over time, you grow on people. And your consistency of being there and of doing, at the very least, not totally sucking, at least, and working. Sometimes the videos are really good. Sometimes they suck. I understand. When I really see a video sucks and I recognize it, I won't put it out. I've erased a lot of stuff, so you can imagine. So my goal is over time. The main thing, though, for me is I wanted to get to monetization so I could relax about it. And I did that. And so now I'm at 1,015, and I get a few, I lose a few, I get a few, I lose a few, I get a few, I lose a few. It is what it is, but I've hit my first goal. I can't really complain. And as I get better, and honestly, without any NHL stuff going on, it's hard. When, like, the Demchenko signing, I might not have even done a video about that before all this, but I did the video, and it did good for how I'm going right now. When Romanov was confirmed that he's coming here, that's been my best video for like a month. So obviously people are just dying for stuff, actual information, actual things, and then the views will start to come back. But the views are sucky right now. So, that's why I'm trying to do a lot of stuff that can be watched. Oh, excuse me. Can be watched for a long time, so that they won't go stale. Like, game reviews and game previews; those go stale right away. Then by the next day or the day after, it's basically a stale video. Nobody wants to watch it. Whereas these lists and some of the stuff I'm doing, that's going to just stick around for a long time. And eventually, when people catch on to me a little more again, or the season comes back and everything's back to normal, those videos will get a view. People will they'll get it recommended to them, and they'll watch them. NHL, you got 11 jerseys. Yeah, I want to get more jerseys. That is something I'd like to do, but I just don't have the money right now. That's simply how it is. Let me see now. Jeff, I'm not that. Don't be a hockey guy, be me. No, I always planned to be me, but at the first I thought I had to be something different than me. It took me a while, probably the first 500 videos, till I realized that I just need to be me. The stuff with my brother Rick and Frick and all that was more I wanted to see if I can do that kind of stuff. I realized I can't really. So it was a lot of that and just trying to hit with something. But you're right. I think the only thing to do is just to be who I am. And as long as I'm here doing that consistently, people will find me that like me, and that's how you build. And that's what I'm doing. So I don't really let the up and down here and there, one or two here, one or two there with the subscribers. I don't let it bother me anymore. But I'll tell you what, until I got to the 1,000, oh my God, it's so much pressure and so much worry. Wow, we're just down to Jeff and NHL. That's cool. It's a really intimate live stream. NHL. First, I thought the hockey guy boring, but I remember it was a career video, which made me hook on his channel. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I'm older than him a little bit, so it didn't bother me that he was not flashy and talking and like that. It didn't bother me. I actually liked it. So I realized, though, it could be considered a little boring, but you look at it, I looked at how many subscribers he had, and then after watching a bunch of videos, you realize this guy knows what he's talking about. And I had been kind of a bit away from the game, not really following it that well, and he got me right back into the NHL and the Canadians, and I love the guy. I love the guy. I just think he's just very intelligent. And I watch so many of his videos. The one's not about hockey. He's got the entertainment guy. I don't watch all of that because some stuff I'm not interested in. But when it's something I'm interested in, I watch. I like the guy. He's a good talker. He knows how to tell a story. And honestly, I don't really get there until I'm feeling in that right spot. That's sometimes why I don't make videos some days, is I'm just not feeling it. And if I'm really not feeling it, I learned that the videos just come out sucky. You can kind of tell. So unless I'm really into, okay, I'm ready to film, I don't, because it's just not going to look good. And I don't want to put out any real garbage anymore. I've done a few garbage videos. I realized they were bad, and I just put them out because I didn't want to film it again. I've done a few takes, and I was just, But I realize now you can't do that. It's my reputation, and I want to build on that, and I only want to put out good stuff. So that's why I'm taking a little more time with my videos and to prepare them, and I'm enjoying it a little bit more. So I hope it comes across, and I hope the videos look a little better, or at least I'm a little better with how I'm bringing it across. Oh, Jeff, it's funny that you say what you just said there, that you love to hear my thoughts about Montreal in the 80s, 90s, Mafia. I can go back a little farther into the 70s. My dad used to do a lot of business, legit business with them, but legit, not Hell's Angels, though. Not Hell's Angels, but with the other, there's no real mafia. It's just, but yeah, my dad used to do some legit business with them. So I actually do have some stories. And some of the people, I think only my father's still alive. Everybody else is dead. Well, there's some people I don't know if they're dead. So I'm reluctant, but I actually do have some, different stuff because I don't know any of the stuff that was, but I had like one of the big, Johnny, he was like my Uncle Johnny. He was feared by people. And he used to come over to the house, and if he stayed late, he slept over. And see, yeah, I do have some stories, but I don't know if I'm telling them. I don't know if I'm risking anybody. I don't know, but I do. So yeah, maybe one day I would do that. You gotta maybe just keep mentioning it to me, and if you catch me, and if we hadn't been like we're at an hour and 5 minutes now, which I made the hour. Hey, I'm surprised as hell. I'm still going. If you catch me in another mood like this early enough, yeah, I could tell you a few things that I know. Not much Hell's Angels though. I don't know anything about the Hell's Angels. It was nothing. It was the Irish mob, the West End in Montreal, the West End gang, the Irish mob, and the Italian mob. My dad used to know a lot of them and do some legit business with them. So I tell you this, I must have been, I want to say I was probably 8 or 9 years old. We lived in Saint Laurent. We had a nice house there. We had a laundry room. My cousin and I used to like to play in the laundry room because we could climb on the machines, and there was cupboards, and there was a shelf, and you could kind of play around there. So we're playing there one day, and I'm gonna climb up to where the top of the shelves. I put my hands up to, and my hand lands on a gun. It was maybe about that, a little Smith and Wesson. I'm 8 or 9 years old. My cousin is 11 months or 13 months younger than me. I pointed at him and pretend to pull the trigger. And we're laughing. And then he takes it, he points it at me. Blah, 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 blah. I know it's my father's. I just know at that point. So I know to put it back. I put it back. And then years later, found out that was a loaded gun. And all I had to do was pull the trigger, and I would have killed my cousin, or he would have killed me. So I got that story. I'll never forget that, because when I found out, and I was a lot older when I found out, that scared me back then. I could have killed him. He could have killed me. That's where my dad put his gun. And he only carried it because he had that, he liked being around those guys. So you want to feel like one of them, but I don't think he was ever in that kind of need for that. I don't think so, but I don't know everything my dad did. I'm sure he hasn't told me everything. But yeah, so maybe one day. NHL, if you're still here, thanks. Appreciate it. I'm going to check out your channel. You want me to be, you know what? I tried that. Jeff, I tried being Steve Dangle. I don't have the energy. This guy, first of all, two things. He's got Sportsnet behind him. He's got editors, and he can do all kinds of shit, and they edit it, and he's got the life. If I had Sportsnet behind me, I would do a lot of stuff like Steve Dangle because I like that. But I can't be him without that. But I tried. I did a couple of videos where I right into the camera and screaming, cut, or pause, and I did the other side. I tried to do him, and it came out okay. But yeah, he's got a lot behind him, though. You got to remember that. Joe, at this point, I want us to sign Jordan Subban. Because just why not? Well, okay, but now PK might have been the better of all of them. And I know they said the other ones would be, but look, Malcolm didn't turn out to be a great goalie. So I don't know. Is Jordan a defenseman, or I don't know. I've heard of him, but I don't know. I don't know that I would do that. Unless he legitimately is deserving of it, wouldn't do it. Yeah, Jeff, that's right. Shannon is very consistent, and he has integrity. It's something you don't get from news people. The guy has integrity, and I love that about him, and that's why I'll always be a loyal fan of Shannon's, is because he's real. He's real, and he's not going to go all Hollywood on anybody. He's not going to get a big head over his success, and yeah, I like him for that, especially. What? Julian Gilles Beliveau, that's a good question that I'm not able to talk about, mainly because I don't want to be demonetized. I think it's quite obvious to people that I do that, and I don't make any bones about it. And we live in Canada, and it's absolutely perfectly fine. But for YouTube guidelines, I can't talk about that. But I'll just say this: good. That's what it's good. Thanks for noticing. I appreciate that. Hey, you know what? Listen, no, I'm not on that. It's no, you're wrong about that. Just regular. Although if I could get some good stuff of that, yeah, maybe. What was I going to say? I was going to say something, but listen, it's just with the stress of everything going on and everything, it helps. It helps to pass the time. It just helps me to feel better. So yeah. So I hope none of my subscribers are like anti that, so that they unsubscribe. But I don't really make any bones about that I do it. I don't talk about it a lot. That's all. Dino Bravo. Hey, that's a wrestler. Wasn't he a wrestler, Dino Bravo? You know, wrestling's not my thing. I think I was 8 years old when I discovered that wrestling was fake, and I loved wrestling. And as soon as I discovered it was fake, it was never watching that again. And I literally never watched that again. So yeah, but Dino Bravo, I remember that name. I don't remember what the era was. When was he around? Dino Bravo. That's like the 80s. 80s, I want to say. My sister loves it, and my mom loved it. My late mother, she loved wrestling. Oh my God. My sister and my mother love it, and I will not watch it. Okay, so we're at about 12 minutes longer than I thought I'd go. So I'm going to cut it here. I want to thank the guys that are still here, the guys that come in regularly. I want to thank you guys because you're pretty much the only reason why I do any live streams is for you guys, because you're always there. And I really, really, really appreciate that. And I want a special shout out. I know he's not here, but Dave Anthony for that super chat. Appreciate the super chat. And I want to thank, I noticed my mod, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for being here. And everybody that's been here tonight, thank you. I know you're all gone except for a couple of you guys. But thank you guys. So have a great night. Please all keep safe. I'm going to do a video on an easy way with very minimal sewing, and I'm going to show you because I'll sew a little bit. And I'm the worst sewer there is, so if I can do it, you guys can do it on mask. I'll try to have that out in a day or two. And I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. And peace out. Everybody, please stay safe. And Nova Scotia, my thoughts are with you guys. My heart is with you guys. I don't have words. It's crazy. On that note, seriously, peace out. Have a great night, everybody.